Thank you for tuning into another episode of Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Luntz. Today I've decided to invite a business owner here in Nashville that's doing some exciting things in the city. I'm with Maury Alexander of the Ross Center. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Well, I appreciate you coming down to the Tribune today.
Absolutely.
When I heard about your practice, I just felt that we had to let our viewers know about you.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
Well, my business is called the Ross Center, and we are a group of psychotherapists that perform counseling, assessment, evaluations in the mental health or emotional health realm.
Okay.
Yes.
So you help people with issues?
Yes.
Mental issues? Is that
Sure.
okay to say?
It is. It's usually a taboo subject, but we help them with if there's a mental health issue, a diagnosis that they may have, or sometimes it's just they need some support. They need somebody to talk to that it's confidential and they don't hear about it again. Or they just need some emotion regulation. They don't know what to do with how they feel.
Wow.
So we help them with all those things. And then we also do assessments for ADHD and some school-based assessments for children. So we do a little bit of everything, but it's all in the behavioral health.
Behavioral health.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is this the same thing as a psychiatrist? Or is it slightly different?
It's slightly different. Psychiatrists tend to be on the medical side of it. We're on the psychological side.
Psychological side, okay.
Right. So we work very closely with several psychiatrists in the area for medications and things like that, but we don't do that in our practice.
Okay. Now, is this like when I used to watch Sopranos and they sit on the couch and talk?
Yes, a lot
Oh,
like
really?
that. Yes.
So a therapist?
So a therapist.
Okay.
Generally. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, majority of our viewers are African American.
Absolutely.
And my experience in our community is we don't like to talk about those kind of things.
We don't. We keep things very close to ourselves and close inside of our families. But, I have a saying that you're only as sick as your secret. So whatever you keep to yourself, that's what you're sick from generally, because it just festers. So we need to do a better job of getting out and understanding what's going on with us so we can do something different about it.
Okay. Now, this is your practice.
It's my practice.
Run down, who are the kind of people that would utilize your services?
Oh, gosh. We see people from 3 years old to 103.
Wow.
So it just depends on what they're dealing with. We have 17 therapists, so there's a lot of us. It's not just, me and someone else. And we have some that specialize in trauma work. So if there's been a sexual assault of a young person, we have people that do play therapy. We have the traditional just counseling, like you said, in a couch and in a chair situation. So we see a little bit of everything. We do assessments for the court systems. So we do a little bit of all of it, and we run the gamut from 3 to 103. Wow,
that's amazing. Now, so you work with Metro, with the city, with the state?
We do a little bit of all of those things. We have contracts with the public health department. We have contracts with the court system, General Sessions Court. So I personally do mental health assessments for General Sessions Court. So if you came into court and you got yourself in trouble because of some mental health issue, they would call me in. I do an assessment, make sure there's a diagnosis or at least a good understanding of why you did what you did, and then we try to work through taking away the stigma of being a criminal and having a mental health issue as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's important.
Yes.
Now, let's say a person that didn't commit a crime, but they need someone they can talk to.
Sure.
Can their insurance be covered?
Absolutely. We take almost all insurance plans from TennCare on to your private commercial insurance plans.
Oh, that's great.
And we also have a policy that we don't turn anybody away because they can't pay. So let's say you do have insurance, but your copay is too much, and you see us pretty regularly. It's not like going to a doctor once a year. You might see us once a week or once every other week. So those copays tend to grow. We scholarship or reduce fees or whatever we need to do to make sure you get care.
Great. So if someone needs some care in your field and it seems they can't afford it, there are ways that you can help them.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Okay, now I'm going to switch gears a little bit because not only are you in the health field, but you're also an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what makes someone who has studied and is a professional decide that they also want to take the leap as a business owner?
I think for me it was instilled in with my parents. My mother and father were entrepreneurs. They owned clothing stores when I was growing up. So I always saw that, and I wanted to be empowered and to decide my own fate, decide my own schedule, what I wanted to make for a living. So when I got into this field, I saw that a lot of therapists are not business-minded people. We go work for someone else.
Yes.
And when we can, we're licensed, we're able to take insurances, we can work for ourselves. And so that's what I decided to do, and it works for me for work-life balance. I get to be home with my kids and my husband and all those.
Yeah, because you're the boss.
I'm the boss.
She's the boss.
But you know, even my clinicians, though, we all set our own schedules.
That's great.
We set who we're going to see as far as our client populations. So my drive is not to just own a business, but to empower the people that work for me.
Yes. And I've noticed that in all types of business fields, it seems that in society as a whole, we're starting to move to more of a people setting the schedule what works with them,
Right.
as opposed to this strict 9 to 5 that seems
Absolutely.
that our parents and grandparents grew up on.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever really a natural thing for humans.
No, it's some people don't like getting up early in the morning.
Yeah,
They
I'm
perform better in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We have a couple therapists that actually work well into the night. I have one that she'll have a 9 o'clock p.m. session, and for me that's too late. But for her, she doesn't even get going until 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it works for her. She homeschools her kids, so she's able to be home with her kids and still work and make a decent living. So she's a happy camper.
That makes sense. Wow. So you're helping out in that way. I like that.
I try.
I like that. Now, we always ask on Take 10 to our business owners, how do they feel about the city of Nashville? We hear it's called the It City. I'm a transplant. I know that you're a transplant. You're not originally from Nashville, right?
No, I'm from Las Vegas.
From Las Vegas originally, so you're from another big media market.
Right.
But Nashville is called the It City now. Everyone hears about it nationally.
Right.
Are you hearing that from people outside of Nashville? And as someone that's been here, how do you feel about our business environment and growth here?
I think it's definitely changed. The opportunities are pretty endless here. Just even in restaurants. I'm a foodie. I love to eat.
Yes.
And so I like to eat at different restaurants. And when I first moved here 8 years ago, there wasn't very much.
Just chain restaurants.
Right. And in the last couple years, it's been a lot of boutique and trendy places to eat and things like that, and communities growing. So I think the business climate is definitely changing here. It's advantageous to someone who wants to be in business. You can kind of make your way without the big dogs kind of gobbling you up too much. And friends and family that live in other parts of the country are saying, "Oh, what are you guys doing in Nashville? What's happening? I want to come to Nashville." When I first moved here, what I knew about it was country music. I didn't know anything else about Tennessee or even Nashville. So
I bet you couldn't even get any friends to visit back then.
They were curious why I was here.
Yeah. Now it seems like people are ready.
Yeah,
like,
I have lots of people coming to visit now.
Yeah, so Nashville's blowing up.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. Well, before we let you go, we definitely want you to give some contact information and people that are in need of your services, how they can get in touch with you.
Okay. Well, you can find us on our website at nashvillecounseling.org. You can also call us at 615-338-6341. We actually have 5 offices, so we have a centralized scheduler that takes care of all those offices, and so that number can get them the care they need.
Are the 5 offices all in Davidson County, or are they throughout Middle Tennessee?
They're throughout Middle Tennessee. Well, 4 of them are, and then we have one on the eastern shore of Maryland, near Baltimore.
Wow.
So that's a new growing area for minority mental health, which is our primary focus.
Okay.
So we were approached by someone there, and we opened an office there.
Oh, that's great. Oh, this business is growing.
Yeah, we're doing some things.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you came here today. You got me charged up. Get some other business people out here ready.
Absolutely. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, I definitely appreciate your time. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And once again, you've been tuning into Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. See you next time.